It is all about baseball right now, and not because we've just been itching to see if the Rangers can repeat.
There you go.
But much more because of the bat crazy story that is coming out of, well, L.A. via Seoul, Korea.
My hometown, by the way.
Yeah.
Born in Seoul.
Shout out. Yeah.
Jay Billis have Thornton. I mean, he's not from Thornton, but, you know, we share that bond. But your boy, Seoul, South Korea, in January of 87, right now, hosting opening weekend. I mean, the games are over and done with. They split the series, the Padres and the Dodgers, but nobody cares about the on-field goings-on.
Absolutely not. Yeah, nobody cares that Yamamoto already looks like a bust.
$300 million, and he got touched up by the Padres, who, by the way, they have a good lineup. They got all-stars.
But a 9 ERA, that's not exactly what they paid that money for, Gare Bear.
Fortunately, there's 160 left to play. 160 left to play.
Here's the thing. Nobody cares about any of that. We get it. We're not the podcast to come and tell you about opening day storylines. We understand that. We are here to talk about some of the shenanigans, the chicanery that is happening with Shohei Ohtani and his interpreter. Fill in the good people about the story, former interpreter, about the story that has just dropped in the sports world.
Shohei Ohtani, famously the $700 million man who deferred so much of his money until after his current contract runs out in 2034, has been with his current, now former translator since he moved to America in nearly a decade ago, 2018. So he has been his interpreter, Issei Matsuhara, right? Ippei Matsuhara. This guy's been in America for the last 25 years, and apparently he had the itch for college football betting lines, NBA betting lines, because this dude was betting on allegedly $4.5 million worth of credits to an illegal bookie that he allegedly asked Shohei Ohtani to clean up. And Shohei, being the face of Major League Baseball, just an overall global icon, superstar, sort of a mysterious figure, sort of a Batman-esque figure, you know, sleeps in the shadows, and we don't know much about him, but when he's playing baseball, we know he's the man. Just wrote the check. And by check, I mean he wired a couple of different installments to this bookie with his name attached to it, Shohei Ohtani, for a loan to clear up $4.5 million of gambling debt.
Right.
So says the interpreter.
Yeah.
But now Ohtani's camp and the Dodgers are doing an about face and saying, no. Ohtani was the victim of foul play here.
Massive theft is
massive theft. I'm calling BS on all of it.
Yeah.
Something is fishy here.
Yeah. I'm going to take a quote directly from Tisha Thompson. We've got, listen, ESPN's great because we run the gamut. You've got people like us who are completely unserious people, and then you have real investigative journalists
Damn, Elle.
like Tisha Thompson, who are this is what they do. And she's got a story up on ESPN.com right now, and this is directly from the article. Initially, a spokesperson for Ohtani told ESPN that the slugger had willingly transferred those funds to cover Mitsuhara's gambling debt. The spokesman presented Mitsuhara to ESPN for a 90-minute interview on Tuesday, during which he laid out his account in great detail. However, as ESPN was preparing to publish this story on Wednesday, the spokesman then disavowed Mitsuhara's account, said Ohtani's lawyers would issue a statement, and then, of course, that statement was, "Oh my gosh, he stole this money from me in illegal gambling, and I can't believe he would do this because we were such great best friends."
Not a shot.
Of course, social media has gotten going. They're taking a look at some of the dugout video of the two of them having a great time, chopping it up, chuckling as they tend to do, having a chit chat. That's what they did. He's well beloved, this guy. Everybody loved this guy. And the internet sleuths are going, so you're telling me after this interaction, hours later, he would be embroiled in a gambling scandal, having stole all his money from Shohei, something Shohei knew, and is going to be fired? Like, obviously the internet, the same internet that has ran away with Kate Gate, now's got some things that they're throwing out there. And honestly, it runs the gamut.
There are some juicy nuggets of information here.
Allegedly, and we're just going to go ahead and put a big old allegedly on
basically,
all this, right? This is all speculation.
If we could just put allegedly for the viewing audience, just
Ross.
As a lower third graphic, the entire time we talk about this.
All alleged.
Because of the aforementioned unserious part of Elle and I's perceptions on this story. But I find it hard to believe, especially what we've come to find out about Shohei Ohtani and how he perceives and how he wants his perception to be with his culture and the Japanese culture and Ippei Matsuhara, who, by the way, is being paid $500,000 of a salary to be his translator. So it's not like this dude was scraping by and he needed, you know, these Pistons unders to hit.
Yeah.
He needed these 13-leg parlays to hit. You know what I mean? So there's just something that's fishy about this, that he was on the record with ESPN reporters as saying, yes, Shohei knew about this. Yes, and this is just a good friend covering for Shohei. I'm saying Matsuhara. Shohei was aware of this. I asked him to bail me out, and he did, which is why he wired this particular offshore bookie, or actually local bookie, who's under federal investigation, from his direct account with his actual name attached to these wire transfers.
I got you, homie. I know you don't have this money. You got into some trouble, but I'm going to bail you out. I'm going to give you some money to get you out of this sticky situation.
But all of a sudden, MLB sees this. They catch wind of how Matsuhara is effectively implicating Ohtani as the bankroller, and is like,
of illegal gambling. Because again, guys, I know what you're thinking at home, right? You guys, I am a gambling personality. Gambling is everywhere. Still illegal in California.
Yes.
Still illegal there.
40 states legal.
40 states.
California, not one of them.
Not one of them.
And now you have the face of the franchise, not just
the face of baseball.
A global face at that is being like, oh yeah, no, for sure, I'm gonna bail my guy out for $4.5 million. No, whoa. Rob Manfred's like, no, the hell you're not, my friend. You have nothing to do with this. You know nothing about this. And on the other side of this, we'll never get the full story. But Matsuhara's walking away, and let's just say something tells me Matsuhara's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Because the other part of this
tells me Ippei going to be all right.
He's going to be straight. The other part of this, of course, is that Shohei, painted as a great friend, bailing out his homie.
Yes.
Listen, I've had my best friend since I was 14 years old. I ain't giving her $4.5 million. Hell no.
Not if that's like,
you wrote checks your ass couldn't cash. I'm not bailing you out.
Are you sure your friend was the one writing the checks?
That's my point. The other side of this is that he's the fall guy, and that it's Shohei, in fact, that has, this is all alleged, speculation, social media, that it is Shohei that has a problem, and he's like, you're going to have to fall on this.
Yes.
I'm like, listen, this is a thing that happens everywhere. There are R&B artists, there are movie stars everywhere, and they always identify. I've had these conversations with like really big stars before.
Have to.
When you engage in some questionable things, you identify the fall guy. Hey, guys, just so you're aware, I know people that have conversations.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, just so you're aware, if we get busted doing this, you're the guy. You're the fall guy.
Yes.
You will be compensated. It will be great. But if you're suckling off of this teat,
come on.
You can't suckle off a dry teat. Like, gonna have to keep this train.
You could try.
Going. You can try. It's dry. It's dust.
It's gonna be chafing. It's gonna get uncomfortable very quickly.
A lot of chalk.
Okay.
So this is all very interesting.
And we saw this scene play out in Notorious.
Sure.
All right. It was Notorious. B.I.G. Christopher Wallace was sitting in the interrogation room with his homie who had to take the fall for an illegal weapons possession. And Christopher Wallace was like, I'm not going to let you go down for this. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this scene because it actually went down, all right? Christopher Wallace was like, no, Notorious B.I.G. was like, I'm not going to let you go down for this. And then his friend was like, my man, if you make it, we all make it. If you don't make it, none of us are making it.
Correct.
You got to have, look at this.
You got to have a fall guy. Do you have a fall guy, Gary? Are you?
I'm not in the mud like that. I don't need a fall. A fall guy for what?
And the thing is, too, is that Shohei is allowed to gamble. He just can't gamble on baseball, right? Like, he is allowed to gamble. He's a citizen, not in Cali, obviously, and not with illegal offshore betting accounts.
Which is particularly interesting why the Matsuhara, specifically outlined, I bet on NBA.
Sure.
Football and college football.
Yeah.
Cap, bro. No, I'm sorry. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.